Well, one storyline, just because they're playing the Colts, is Buckner coming back in a big move. Obviously, they had a tough decision and they trade him. They get the 13th pick, and then out of that 13th pick, they essentially land two players, right? They get a defensive tackle and a wide receiver. And I'd say this year is not going well for either guy. One guy's knee is a problem, and Brandon Aiyuk. I start with Aiyuk. Like, what's your take on Brandon Aiyuk? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Are we allowed to swear on this podcast? By
Yes,
the
we
way, I
can
just
say
want to
whatever
make
we
sure.
want. Yeah,
Okay, it's like HBO.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. But that that's
not
that's that's a bizarre thing for a lot of people. Like, what is
what
up?
is
Brandon Aiyuk
Brandon Aiyuk?
just
He's still a young player. He only played 2 years at Arizona State.
he
He
had
really
65
got.
catches last year, right?
I understand, and you played 12 games. I understand. He's it's the details. He's just not. He's not on details. He's not running routes exactly as they want. Even sometimes he could be the clear out guy, and he's not running the right route. So you gotta. He's got to lock it in. Kyle's very demanding on
I
wide
understand
receivers.
that.
He's tough on quarterbacks. He played wide receiver, and he's really demanding on wide receivers. His position coach is Wes Welker. He doesn't care that you were a first round pick. He wasn't. He was undrafted and one of the best undrafted players to come into the league. So he's on him. And he's getting it a little bit there. He's got to push back and he's got to fight through it. And I think he's showing some signs of it. He's made some really hard catches, contested catches. He's had some drops. He's had some missed assignments that not everybody's aware of, but the coach's staff obviously is, and that's not tolerated. So, uh, we talk so much in the offseason about who's going to be that third wide receiver, who's going to be that third wide receiver, assuming your X was Ayuk and your Z was Debo, who would be the slot, who would be your Kendrick Bourne. Well, you're really still searching for the second receiver. Debo is just, he's advanced remarkably, very impressive to me. He's not a
Stud.
great route. Coming into the league, John, I mean, Brandon Aiyuk was when I watched his route running at Arizona State for Herm, I thought it was okay. But in his first training camp, it was like, wow, this guy's way better than I thought. He had a nuance to him, how to run routes, how to set up, how to stem it, and just really good. Way better than Debo.
But when I'd go to training camp, guy would go with me. We'd see him. He would be making plays. He looked good, and then all of a
You're
sudden the
talking the
season
first
started.
year or the second year?
I'm talking even this
This
fall.
year.
I thought he
Well,
looked fine,
but training camp.
and then they just abandoned him. Week one is
Well,
Trent
no,
Sherfield playing.
I mean, he had a little bit of a setback with an injury, and he lost a spot there, and he missed time. He didn't play as well in the preseason. I mean, look at Trey's first pass against Kansas City. That was a great play Trey Lance had when he stepped up from the pocket coming from his front side. He dipped the shoulder, he came out right, and boom, a little 12-yard sit down route. He just dropped it. He's had a couple of those, even in games. He's made some really hard catches. The 3rd and 3 catch he made from Trey was
sweet.
insane.
Yeah.
And the one-hand catch he made the other day, also in Arizona, one-arm catch. So he's got big-time skill. He's just got to tighten it down. Usually rookies, it's the rookie year they struggle, where they struggle getting used to the ball because the college ball is different than the pro ball. And they struggle just without route running because in college they don't really have to run routes. It's just a different game. But they're running right through a huge opening or a big zone.
Yeah.
It's not like that. But he was really polished right away as a rookie, and now this year, for whatever reason, these are young men. They're not machines. There could be something going on that's causing him to be distracted or whatever it is in their lives. We don't know. He's a quiet guy, so I think. But people want to blame Kyle or blame, for not bringing it out of a lot of it. The player has to take stock in their own careers. He's got all the skill to be a Pro Bowl player. There's no doubt. I mean, what he accomplished last year in 12 games was really impressive. So you would just assume he would make the jump. Well, it doesn't always work that way in your second year. And they also adjust to you a little bit. It's a little bit of a new wide receiver room, going back and forth with the two quarterbacks a little bit. But there's no doubt he has slid back. And then with Javon, he's just not healthy right now. That knee's just not good.